the introduction of the new E-body platform for 1970, Dodge finally got its own version of the Plymouth Barracuda as an upmarket pony car to challenge the Pontiac Firebird and Mercury Cougar. The new Dodge Challenger had a similar look to its Plymouth stablemate, but ran on a 2-inch longer, 110-inch wheelbase, and was nearly 5 inches longer overall at just over 191 inches. Base models came with the bulletproof 225 cubic inch 3.7-liter slant 6, rated at 145 gross horsepower and backed by a 3-speed manual, coming in at just over 3,000 pounds and just under $3,000. A combination good for a mid-18-second quarter mile. A 4-speed manual and 3-speed automatic were optional. Optional engines included a 318 two-barrel or 5.2-liter rated at 230 horsepower gross, a 340 4-barrel or 5.6-liter rated at 275 horsepower gross, and the 383 or 6.3-liter with 2 or 4-barrel at 290 or 330 horsepower. Other options included a pistol grip shifter and 355 or 390 rear ends with sure grip, mechanical limited slip differential. The TA or Trans Am package came with a 4-speed manual and a 340 6-pack or 3 two-barrel carburetors for 290 horsepower. It came with front disc brakes and the Rally Performance suspension as standard, basically the Dodge version of the AAR CUDA. The TA Challenger was a track package, but still did 60 in the low 6-second range and the quarter mile in the high 14s. The RT, or Road and Track, started with a 383 Magnum with either 300 or 335 horsepower, climbing to a 440 4-barrel or 7.2-liter with 375 horsepower, a 440 6-pack with 390 horsepower, or a 425 horsepower, 426 cubic inch Hemi V8. A 440 6-pack could do 60 in the high 6-second range and the quarter mile in about 14 even. And the Hemi could do 60 in just over 4 seconds and the quarter mile in just over 13 on 15-inch polyglass tires, an upgrade from the base model's 14s. The Hemi cars were so nose-heavy they came with standard skid plates for heavy braking. An SE, or Special Edition, luxury package was also available, adding an upgraded interior and a vinyl top, although it accounted for less than 10% of the just over 80,000 Challengers sold the first year. A stripped-down budget version was introduced mid-year as the Deputy that didn't even have roll-down rear windows, a package that was simply the Challenger Coupe for 1971 with a smaller, 1-year-only 198 cubic inch 3.2-liter slant 6 with 125 gross horsepower. That same year, the RT got optional rear fender side scoops. For 1972, the convertible, RT, and TA were all gone, leaving the 340 4-barrel as the top engine. But the Rally handling package could be had with any engine and included front fender scoops. Many options were also discontinued, including leather seats and the 390 rear end. Annual styling updates to the grille stopped after 1972, and so did the Slant 6 models. 1974 would be the last year of the original Challenger, with sales already below 17,000, but the 340 was replaced by a 360, or 5.9-liter, for a 5-horsepower gain. In top performance trim, it could still manage 60 in the high 6-second range and the quarter mile in the low 15s. In 1978, the Challenger name would reappear on a variation of the Mitsubishi Galant Lambda as the Dodge Colt Challenger. The wheelbase was just shy of 100 inches, and overall length 178, weighing in at less than 2,700 pounds. It came with your choice of Mitsubishi's balanced shaft inline 4s in 1.6 and 2.6 liter sizes for 77 or 105 horsepower. Base models were good for a combined EPA rating of 33 miles of the gallon, and the 2.6 liter, 28. The 2.6 liter version, which Dodge marketed as a Hemi, did 60 in the high 10-second range, and the quarter mile in just over 18, so just a hair quicker than the previous Slant 6 model. Colt would soon be dropped from its name, and Plymouth got a version called the Sapporo after the Japanese city that hosted the 1972 Olympics. a name shared with Mitsubishi. It was also sold in some markets as the Chrysler or Mitsubishi Scorpion. The small 1.6-liter engine was discontinued in the Challenger after 1979. In 1981 saw revised styling that increased interior and cargo room and reduced road noise. The look was similar, minus the side window louvers, but it would only continue through 1983 before a complete redesign and a new name for 1984, Conquest. We wouldn't see a new Challenger again until 2009, or more specifically, a retro Challenger, as it was styled to look like the original. Basically, it was a shortened coupe version of Dodge's full-size Charger sedan, although it was still bigger than the original. It ran on a 116-inch wheelbase and was nearly 198 inches long, with the base model weighing around 3,800 pounds. Like the bigger LX sedans and wagons, the LX Coupe, or LC platform, shared many of its components with the Mercedes W211 E-Class and W220 S-Class, including suspension and 5-speed automatic, in this case with auto stick, a product of the so-called Daimler-Chrysler merger of equals. The base SE used a 3.5-liter, 250-horsepower V6 and only got a 4-speed automatic. Some markets got a similar but better equipped SXT package, both doing 60 in just over 7 seconds and the quarter mile in just over 15. RT models got a 5.7-liter Hemi V8 rated at 372 horsepower with the 5-speed automatic and the multiple displacement cylinder deactivation system and intelligent deceleration fuel shutoff. With the 6-speed manual, you didn't get these features, but you did get 3 more horsepower and an available track pack with limited slip differential and self-leveling suspension. Classic badges, stripes, and pistol grip shifter could also be ordered. An RT could do 60 in just under 5 seconds and the quarter mile in the mid-13s and still average 19 miles to the gallon. The SRT-8, or Street and Racing technology, had an even bigger 6.1-liter Hemi and 425 horsepower, and a list of standard features, such as sport suspension, Brembo brakes, and leather interior, and it knocked another half-second off acceleration time. There were also a number of limited special editions that ranged from simple wheel and paint packages to a full-on NHRA drag package. 2011 saw a number of changes, including minor updates to the front end styling and the disappearance of the Dodge Ram logo. It got a bigger 3.6-liter base V6 with 305 horsepower, now with the 5-speed and more standard features, knocking about 3/10 off acceleration times. The SRT-8 also got a bigger 6.4-liter 392 Hemi, paying homage to the 392 Hemi of the late 50s Chrysler 300. Horsepower was up to 470, and it also got a bigger retro-look chin spoiler. It was also roughly half a second quicker than the previous SRT. For 2012, the SE was replaced by SXT in all markets. A Super Sport package arrived in 2014, adding the RT performance features and accessories such as brakes, suspension, spoiler, wheels, and gear ratio to the V6 model. There was also a special edition commemorating Dodge's 100th anniversary. Another minor facelift for 2015 saw the SRT-8 renamed the SRT 392, and it also saw the introduction of a new SRT Hellcat. The 5-speed automatic was replaced by an 8-speed, which marginally decreased acceleration while marginally improving mileage. And all SRT models got bigger Brembo brakes. The Hellcat used a 6.2-liter Hemi with cold air induction through the headlight assembly for 707 horsepower. It also had modified wheel wells to make room for bigger wheels. On stock tires, it could do 60 in the mid-3-second range and the quarter mile in the mid-11-second range, hitting a top speed of 199 miles an hour and pulling 0.94 Gs. Special trim packages continued, and a GT model was added for 2017 that was basically an SXT with the all-wheel drive and suspension from the Charger Pursuit Police package. Then, an SRT Demon arrived for 2018 with a supercharged 6.2-liter Hemi with 808 horsepower when using 91-octane fuel, 840 when using 100-octane fuel, and weight was reduced by removing all but the driver's seat. It was essentially a drag package that was too fast to drag race, without the addition of a roll cage, due to its sub-10-second quarter-mile potential. But it could be ordered with a literal crate of race accessories to help you achieve that, for the extra cost of $1. But it was only a one-year package, being replaced the following year by the Red Eye, a better equipped, slightly less race-oriented version with 10 fewer horsepower. And there would also be a Scat Pack racing package and a wide-body package. The trend of special packages continued for 2020 with a 50th anniversary edition as well as a super stock edition, essentially a more civilized variation of the Demon, paying homage to the factory drag cars of the early 60s. The current model is expected to continue through 2023, but will that be the end? There are rumors of a replacement, but there are many that are skeptical. We shall have to wait and see. Until then, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment below and like and subscribe.